Meet, gather chunks. This is a chunk locked account, and my starting chunk will be the Lumbridge Castle chunk. I am starting on a fresh level 3 account. To unlock new chunks, explore new areas, I need to obtain items on the collection log. My goal is to unlock Runescape one chunk at a time with an end goal of the trimmed achievement diary cape. Welcome to Logging Chunks. The monkey bars in the Edgeville Wilderness. These only require 15 agility and they cannot be failed, meaning you can get up to 13,000 XP per hour, which is the same rate as the Varrock rooftop course, but you can start at level 15. It's a one-click method, so you don't have to worry about moving your mouse, and this is basically a dead zone for PKers. And our goal level is going to be level 42 agility, and you'll see why later. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. I would appreciate it tremendously, as this will get it out to more and more people. Thanks for the support, and let's get to it. We are here at the monkey bars, so let's see if we actually fail. So only 15 agility requirement for 20 XP, and let's do some more testing. Yeah, I've been testing this for 10 minutes now, and I can confirm I do not fail whatsoever. This is a good rate, such a good rate for level 15, 20, even 30. This is a great training method early on. If you want to skip out on the rooftops, this is definitely the place to be. The only downside is to being a low level, I'm getting beat up by these earth warriors and deadly red spiders. I'm already out of my 10 lobsters I brought, and it's only been about 12 minutes. So I'm going to have to bring some risk-free tank gear, as well as a little bit more food, so I can keep these XP per hour rates up, so this doesn't take me too long. It should be much better. We got a defense potion, as well as 3 items that we're going to keep if we somehow get PK'd, which I don't think we will, but you never know. We're only risking this red cape. Let's see what we got. When I was researching the Edgeville Dungeon monkey bars, I came across the wiki page, the OSRS wiki page, and I noticed something peculiar. The monkey bars here do not show anywhere that you cannot fail them. Let's change that. That is better. So we just added this one little sentence. So before, when you saw it, you would see this, and now you see this. And looking at the Earth Warrior page, we also notice it states, it is recommended to bring food in an emergency teleport, as failing the monkey bars will damage the player. Let's change that as well. Okay, and now we got the correct information in there, telling players that it is not possible to fail the set of monkey bars. And we kind of spruced up this paragraph just a tiny bit. So before it looked like this, and now it looks like this. With this last crossing, that gets us to 30 agility. It took right at 1 hour to get. Lots of stuff at 30, mainly the Varrock rooftop course, but we're not going to be doing that because that requires, I think, 3 more chunk unlocks just to access. It's going to be so nice having my run restore at a much quicker rate, because level 1 agility is absolutely awful for run energy regen. You get it back so slow and it's so sluggish. Jagex has actually come out with a run energy changes proposal article, and I haven't taken too deep of a look at it yet, but I am looking forward to seeing what they came up with and how this will potentially change the way we do agility. And I believe the graceful outfit is getting reworked too, to have more of an inline set effect as other skilling outfits, such as the Gardens of the Rift, Wintertodt, where it helps you specifically in training agility. A notable level coming up here, that is 35 agility. We can now access the Barbarian Agility course, which we're probably never going to do. But most importantly, of 2 things, that gets us to 500 total level on the account, as well as 35 is halfway to 42. That's RuneScape math for you. And there we have it, 42 agility. Total time spent training agility, just under 5 hours. There is just one thing we have to do before we start Forestry, and that is to unlock the Draynor village chunk. Now in the last episode, we already paid for our chunk unlock with this collection log piece and these platinum tokens. So let's go unlock it. Here we are looking upon the new chunk we can unlock, so let's go ahead and unlock it. But first, let's find out what this chunk has to offer us. Now, the chunk of Draynor Village is a great unlock for the account. It gives us access to Forestry. Finally, we can start Forestry. It also gives us fishing, so we can start fishing whenever we please. A jail that we can go to jail with. I believe it's used for 2 different quests. Many clue locations as well as quest starts, and the Draynor market. We're not really here for any of that. We're just here for Forestry for now. So let's dive in. Let's go ahead and take our first steps into the Draynor Village chunk. Any music tracks? Well, I guess no music tracks, but hey, we're here. Okay, let's pick up the Forestry kit. Should be completely free. Let's wear that. Now, I don't know about you, but I think I'm looking pretty snazzy. So here we are. Our home for the next who knows how many hours. Truth be told, I don't even know what I'm going to unlock first. But these are my people. There is 61 woodcutting. We can now use the dragon axe. And I was thinking about it, and I think it's a well worth investment to get that. It's only about 70k right now, so let's go pick that up. And we cannot do this clue. Not yet, at least. So let's put it in for this amount. See if it'll buy, and perfect. A little less than what we just paid for. Now we can't wield it, so it will put us down 1 inventory slot, but that is just a-okay. We're left with 14k, and once we get this item from the collection log, whether it be from Wintertodt or it be from DKs, we will have to sell this and convert whatever it's worth at that time to platinum tokens, but it's a well worth investment overall. It will increase woodcutting efficiency by about 7.1%. So I'm curious to see how much these willow leaves actually sell for, since it says actively traded price of 62 coins. So let's put it in for 50 and see what it does. Okay, so they sell for 54 coins each. You get these pretty commonly. I've only been doing it for about 45 minutes and I get 80. I got 88, so that's some okay money. 0.25 out of 10 maybe. Whoa, sturdy beehive parts. This must have been a part of the part 2 update to Forestry. Did not even see that coming, but that's another collection log slot. We can now access our next new chunk. I missed the woodcutting level pop-up, but that is 62 woodcutting. And we have now put, where is it? There it is. We have now put our sturdy beehive parts in the collection log tab. We actually got another event 2 minutes after we finished that one. Super nice. These things are actually worth 3k each. You can high alch these. Might come in handy in the future when we need to alch all but one. But let's keep going. We just got a thieving level from this event, the Freaky Forester event. Oh, holy people. I think this is my first time doing this event, so it's not really sure what I'm doing exactly, but I'm just clicking boxes. So with these pheasant tail feathers, I can actually make the entire pheasant outfit. All 4 pieces are on the collection log. Now the whole outfit in total cost 60 feathers to make and only requires 15 crafting. If I get this event maybe a total of 8 or 9 more times, we could get that whole outfit. But I've been here 2 hours now and I've only seen that event once now. It's too independable to depend on for consistent collection logs. I think I'll just get this one over time. Or not. Literally 2 seconds after I ended the clip, we got the event back to back. Goodness, we were like almost tick perfect that whole event. I've never paid so much attention in my life to Runescape, but we got exactly 30 tails, which is enough for 2 pieces of the pheasant outfit. that means we just need literally one more collection log slot, because these two are technically banked. As long as I get 15 crafting, we just need one more slot, and we can immediately move on to our next big goal. I was so focused on what I should buy from the forestry shop and calculating, doing how many hours it should take me, how much GP I need. I didn't even think about these pheasant outfit pieces that I could get, nor did I think I would get 30 already after 2 events. I could have gotten 3. If I paid attention and knew what I was doing the first event, I could have easily gotten 3. And I didn't even tell you what 4 chunks I need. I was going to, because I thought I was going to be trapped here for the next 5 hours, 6 hours, but turns out I don't. And actually changed the color of the unlocked chunks to a more easy on the eyes color. It also matches the color of the shading, so that's the same color. But we're heading Port Sarim. We're going way over here to Corrend. Port Piscarillas docks. This chunk here. And lastly, this chunk right here. I'm sure you could have pieced it together by now. We're heading to the combat ring. We'll get more into that in a little bit. For now, let's go make some GP and start unlocking these chunks. Alright, so checking our spoils, we have 1478 anima-infused barks, which we can actually buy a piece of the Lumberjack outfit. Now, I wanted to avoid buying the Lumberjack outfit from the shop, from the forestry shop, and I wanted to get it through temple trekking one day. But I already have enough bark to get 1 piece. The only issue is GP. The cheapest one will cost me around 60k, or if I stay here for potentially about 1 more hour, I could get the cape pouch, which doesn't require any logs, so I won't have to pay any money. I'll just need to get another about 1,000 bark. So I'm just going to go ahead and get 1,000 bark real quick before we move on. And then after that, we'll check the final loot from 2 hours of forestry. Well, I guess it'll be more like 3 hours, because I still need to get the 1,000 bark. Now, if you're wondering why I'm going for the cape pouch, it serves no use. To my knowledge, it's just for the woodcutting cape, and you can do something else to it with another forestry item from the shop. We need it because it's free. See, these next 4 chunks are going to cost me 150k to unlock, and I believe I only have 14k in the bank. So money is going to become an issue fairly quick. It already kind of is now, but by the time we get the last couple hundred bark here, we should meet that goal just from the forestry that we've done. There is 63 woodcutting. Okay, let's see. Do we have enough? I know we're going to be close, but let's see. Oh, so close. I only need 38 more. Dang, so close. Alrighty, that's the last event. We should now have enough. Yep, 2804. Let's go ahead and make a trip to the GE and sell everything we got. Nests, logs, and leaves. Alrighty, now that we're here, let's go ahead and sell these logs and these nests. So this took in total just over 3 hours to complete. We ended up getting 2 events of the Freaky Forester for a total of 30. So that'll be 2 collection log slots. This was a collection log slot to get 1 of these. So we ended up getting 10 from, I think, 3 different events. And then the logs, we banked all the logs, mainly willow, a couple oaks, but we ended up only getting 4 nests, which I was hoping for more since they're pretty good money. But I still can't complain. I am truly surprised at just how expensive willow logs are. They used to be like 14 GP each back in the day, a couple years ago. So let's sell for 101 and see if they sell. Darn. Oh, they did sell. That came in a bit late, but works for me. Let's go ahead and sell these. Alrighty, total between the logs and the nests, we get a grand total of 142k. Not too shabby. Now let's empty out all of our leaves. Oh, nice. You can just take everything out all at once. Let's put those back in there for now. So we ended up getting 295 willow leaves, 20 regular leaves, 20 maple leaves, and 13 oak leaves. Let's go ahead and sell all these. Alright, so we tested these. They sold for 54, so let's go ahead and sell each one for 55. Yep, pretty much immediately. I have no idea how much these regular leaves will go for, or oak leaves. They're saying 87, so we'll put 75. Instant sell, very nice. 223, let's go 220. And those sell instantly too. I'm really surprised. So let's see how much money we get in total from 3 and a bit hours of forestry. Nice. We get a total of 169k. Now, I'm not going to factor in my costs, being the dragon axe. Since a normal account would be able to sell this back whenever they finish with it, I am not. I'm going to keep this, and again, one day I'm going to sell it, convert it to platinum tokens. But we have just enough money now to afford all 4 chunks we need, plus a little bit extra. So if we do the math, 169,681 divided by 3, that makes forestry at level 60, specifically only at the Draynor village spot, about 56k an hour. Not bad. I think that's probably our best money maker as of right now, but we're definitely going to need much better money making options. And typically you would be hopping between worlds and between locations on the map, but as you can tell, we don't really have anywhere else to go. So these rates you can expect a lot higher typically. I would rate this a 2.5 out of 10. And I do need to mention that you can buy certain items from the forestry shop and sell them for money, so that would up your profit by just a little, but odds are not by a whole lot. The most expensive thing is the axe handle, which is going for about like 2.6 mil currently, but that requires 10,000 bark, which that alone would take 8 hours to get. So, you know, odds are you're not going to be completing forestries for money. Now there is just one more thing we got to do, and that's get the crafting level. Turns out you actually only need level 2 crafting to make the pheasant clothing. So, yeah, that's all it takes. And there we have it, level 2 crafting. We can now craft the pheasant clothing. Very cool. First crafting level on the account too. Alrighty, and here we are at the forestry shop. Tons of stuff here to unlock. We'll unlock it all one day. We're here right now for this bad boy. Cape pouch. Costs 2,500 amina bark. That's it. Let's go ahead and buy it. And there is the collection log pop-up. Cape pouch. Bringing us up to 7. And now we should just be able to immediately make 2 pieces of this. From what I could tell from the wiki, there's no other requirement other than just two crafting and having the feathers on you. So we'll go ahead and make the legs, and there is another collection log, pheasant legs, and then one more. We'll go ahead and make the hat. And there it is, pheasant hat. Here are the items we got in order of 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you can see we're now at 9 collection log slots. And here's our 150k payments for chunk 6, 7, 8, and 9. So let's go ahead and convert these all into platinum tokens. Just for visual representation, here's 30k. 35k. 40k. And 45k. totaling to 150 platinum tokens, which totals to 150k. So let's go ahead and dump all this in the tab. So we're up to 650 platinum tokens. Let's put this back. This was number 7, this was number 8, and this was number 9. Alrighty, before we unlock these next 4 chunks of Port Sarim, Port Piscarilius, the chunk to the west of Port Piscarilius, and the combat ring chunk, let's go ahead and see what all of those have to offer. Alright, the Port Sarim chunk. Now the way we're going to be getting here is not by walking, so we're not going to take the path because that takes 2 chunks to do. We're actually going to be taking advantage of a quality of life update that came out, I believe, May 8th of 2024, and that is that they took away the medium Lumberjack diary requirement for the shortcut, as well as they moved it south a little bit. I'm pretty sure it was still in this chunk right here, or the Port Sarim chunk, but regardless, it gave us that little more bit of security with that. So we can take that shortcut straight away to Port Sarim. Port Sarim itself is huge. We get access to all the charter ships, as well as a few shops for fishing and runes, a couple clue, couple quests, but mainly we're getting access to all the charter ships, which Intrana, Port Piscarilius, Catherby, I mean, you name it, all the ports are pretty much accessible through this chunk. And now as for Port Piscarilius and the chunk west of Port Piscarilius, they don't really offer much of anything other than maybe 1 or 2 clues and 1 or 2 quests. They mainly they give us access, I should say, to all of Kourend, so they're kind of huge for the account. Even though they don't offer much at all content-wise, they offer maybe 1 or 2 clues and 1 or 2 quest locations. They do offer a means of travel, that being the charter ships here, and the railcart system here. Now, typically, you used to have 20% Lovekinge favor, or maybe even 30 or 40, I don't quite recall, but you had to have favor in the Lovekinge house just to use the railway system, and on top of that, you would have to go to each location and show a scroll of some sorts. We don't have to do that anymore. It's completely free and accessible to use now, barring the 20 GP cost it takes to ride it, but they also added multiple locations that we'll touch on later. But we mainly care about that it's no longer locked behind any sort of favor, so no favor, no requirements. We can take it straight away to the combat ring. Yep, there's a railway system right here, and we can walk straight over to the combat ring. And I don't even have to say why the combat ring is massive, but I'll go ahead and say that it gives us 25 collection log items to obtain here. Now, I should savor this. I plan to savor this. I sure hope I can stick to that, savoring it, because when things get a little tricky down the line, I do want to have this as a backup in case I get stuck on something. Other things that this chunk has to offer is nothing really else. I mean, we get the agility course start, but we can't finish it because it takes us through this chunk, I believe, so we can't do that. We're literally just here for the combat ring, but I am perfectly fine with that. This is the best chunk unlock, barring the GE chunk on the account. All of that agility, nearly 4 hours of just random agility methods for this. And I was careful to make sure I had the agility plugin turned off, just in case you guys could see it. But it's green, which means we can go ahead and head straight through this thing. We are completely avoiding this chunk and this chunk. 2 chunks that I did not want to get this early on, as they will be useful in the future. This one for farming, this one for a couple quests and clue locations. But as for now, we don't need those. We just need this chunk. And it was the perfect combination, the perfect recipe. We are in this chunk. It's so nice. It's so nice. Such a good update. Now we can go to Kourend with Veos here. We can go to Intrana. So much to do in this chunk. We'll definitely be returning quite frequently to this chunk, as the charter ships are just going to be massive to get us around certain docks. Like maybe this one. I think we'll end up needing those 2 chunks eventually. as well as, I believe, this one takes you to Remington. So yeah, we'll be heading to that dock to go there. But this can get us to Catherby, I believe. And then a few other locations. It's super useful regardless. Regardless of where it takes us, it's useful because it takes us to places we can unlock by conventional means. Before we officially head to Corrend, we're actually going to do the X marks the spot quest. It takes you on a mini clue journey, I guess you could say. We don't have Spade, let's go get one. But it takes you from Lumbridge conveniently through each one of these chunks. I'm like 99% sure we have everything we need to complete this quest. Now, regarding that shortcut we took to get to that Ports the Rim chunk, it did require 42 agility, but we could have boosted, but honestly, I don't like boosting skills if I can get it. We're going to need the levels anyways. Stew boosting is awful, not that we have that unlocked. We could have used an agility potion, or we could have used a summer pie, but we need agility levels anyways. I figured, might as well just get the level. Alrighty, and so I'm pretty sure this one is for the quest, and when I clicked on the feel orb, it did this one, so I'll just try to dig here. Talk to Veos, and this will be quest complete. Now I believe we get an XP lamp, as well as 200 coins. And we're not going to go there yet, Veos, because we don't actually have that chunk unlocked. But let's see this beginner clue. I actually forgot that you get a beginner clue from this quest. So let's see if we can do it. Nope. But we are going to hold on to that, because that's one chunk away, and we're going to need that chunk pretty soon. And where we're heading, we're about to unlock a lot of chunks. As for the XP lamp, I believe I'm going to put this on Slayer if I can. Perfect. That is level 4 Slayer. We're going to need level 10 Slayer, which I think we'll get pretty soon here between this and the Varrock Museum. Okay, let's go ahead and get the Port Piscarilius chunk. That is now unlocked. Let's go ahead and head that way. Here we are. We are now at Corrend. Any music tracks? We get one. Oh, and we got the greatest music track of all time. Let's go ahead and unlock this chunk as well. Alrighty, and there we go. We now have this chunk as well. Just one more chunk. Alrighty, we are at the minecarts, the Lovakinj minecart system. Super niche, but for our account, for a restricted account, super helpful. I really wish these two chunks were a little more useful as opposed to just having a charter and having the minecart system, but we needed them. It's all good. So let's talk to Rayleigh, see what they did there. And let's be sure to not go to a spot that we don't have unlocked. So this should be the Shazian East Wall. So let's go ahead and unlock that chunk. So it is this chunk right here. Let's go ahead and unlock that. So now it should drop us off right here. And that is all 4 chunks that we paid for. So let's head to Shazian East. Let's hope I know my directions. There we are. Only costs 20 GP to ride. No favor, no tickets, none of that. Now have access to maple trees. That's pretty cool. So now if we ever want, we can always just get our own maple logs, I guess, for forestry items. Not that we would. And there's some yew trees, some very tall, uncuttable pine trees. Pretty nice scenery here, honestly. But we're not here for any scenery. Yep, we are here for the Shazians. Shazian 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, we're definitely not going to be unlocking all of these all at once. I'm going to get tier 1, tier 2 maybe, and kind of have this as a stockpile of chunks. So whenever we out of places to go, no more collection log slots, we can come here, an easily renewable source of chunks. Definitely missed the music tracks, but we got an additional 4, I believe, from going to that one chunk. Very cool. Yeah, we need to start figuring out what we want to do now, because now we have access to over 30 collection log slots, and 25 of those can be obtained super quickly and super easily. So let's formulate a plan. Well, I believe first things first, our cash stack is not looking too good. We do have a 1.1 million bank somehow, mainly thanks to these bad boys right here. But we definitely need a lot of money because we're on chunk 10 now, and chunk 10 is going to cost us 50k. So, and then 55, and then 60, 65, it's going to go up pretty quickly. Money is going to bottleneck us very soon, so let's go make some money somehow. I think we're going to do some crafting. Okay, so I was thinking, and I believe I want to start crafting some opal necklaces and maybe some opal bracelets. Both will be pretty accessible pretty soon here. Just gonna need to get a couple levels. So right now a silver bar is about 100 GP, and each cut opal is around 850 GP, meaning input will be right around 950 GP per necklace, which each necklace is currently going for about 1.6k. So if you do the math, we'll make about 650 GP profit per necklace. So I think we're gonna go with that and see how it goes. Alright, so we scraped about everything out of our bank we could, and we're up to 73k, which should be a nice starting cash stack to get this going. 2 crafting now, we need 16. Yeah, 16 crafting, so that should only take probably 100-ish leather to get there. Oh my gosh, each leather's going for 410 GP. Are you serious? That's so much money. I guess we'll start out with buying 50. See where that gets us. Alright, already found a better method. I'm actually going to go to level 7 crafting. At 7, I can get access to making gold bracelets. And right now, I can make about 110 GP per gold bracelet. So we're going to do that until 16. Oh, turns out it was level 6. So let's go ahead and put these back. Let's try to sell these back for roughly what we paid. We'll put them in for 409. Just let them sell. And then these, just let them sell for whatever they sell for. Yeah, not very good. But we have 53k to work with. We'll go ahead and buy some gold bars. Shouldn't take too much to get to level 16. It's only about 2,500 XP. We'll just get we'll get 50 of these as well. Another perk of training agility, you get access to this shortcut right here. Super nice. There is 16 crafting. We can now craft opal necklaces. There it is. So now the profit per hour will really start raking in. These currently give about 100 GP per bracelet in profit. So we had to smelt close to 100 total. So in total we made about 10k off of these. But let's go to the GE. Let's buy some opals. Let's buy some silver bars and get this going. Let's see what happens when we try to buy it for 1480. Okay, it doesn't look like anyone's actually selling it for 1480. Let's try 1550. Okay, 1503. Okay. Alright, so looking at this, the margin on these are close to 200 GP, which is pretty high. So I could either do these slow sell for about 1500 each, totaling about 600 profit, 600 coins per in profit, or I could do insta sell for 400 coins profit. Or third option, I could turn them into dodgy necklaces. We have, I believe it'll be level 1 enchant, maybe level 2. I mean, regardless, we have the level to enchant it. So we can enchant those. So a dodgy necklace is currently 1907. So let's see if it buys for 1850 instead of bought for 1810. And then let's sell it back. Okay, the margin on these is a lot tighter. So what I may end up doing is buying one cosmic rune and using a staff for the water rune. So let's see how much each cosmic rune is. 85 GP each. Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll make them into dodgy necklaces. So we got 50 opal, 50 silver bar, 50 cosmics, and we have the water runes already in the bank for level 1 enchant, which only requires 7 mage, which we got. We got 33, so we can actually do up to level 3, I think. Well, not quite level 3, but level 2. But we just need level 1 anyways. So let's see how much profit we get from this. We spent a total of about 51k on these. We sold 50, which only took 7 or 8 minutes to make and enchant. And looks like we made close to 40k profit. Pure profit. This potentially could be like 350k an hour. Let's test it out. Let's do a full hour of this and see where we end up. Current cash stack is 105k. So the hour is just now about up. So let's go do some math, see how much we made. All the numbers are in. So here's what we got. So we crafted a total of 550 opal necklaces and enchanted all of them. We went from 33 to 37 mage, 16 to 34 crafting. So overall pretty good. We can actually tally to Fally now whenever we get that. But most importantly, the GP. How much did we make? Let's find out. So we started with 105k, we ended with 480, making our GP per hour with this method 375k, as well as crafting and magic XP. That makes this method an easy 10 out of 10 for the account. Would definitely do again, but I want to try some more. I want to try out Chaos Druids for an hour, see how well we can make money there. The wiki says we can expect to get about 190k per hour, so I want to see if that's true on an account that has these stats and pretty noob gear. I don't expect any PKers down here. I mean, it's going to be in like level 3, 4, 5 wilderness maybe. We have a glory, so we can easily just teleport away. Or just run the 16 tiles to the gate. I think we should be just fine. So let's see how much we make. Kill number 2, we get a looting bag. That'll help these trips last a little longer. Big strength level coming in. That is 50 strength and 55 combat. Now, if you know your RuneScape math, we're 0.78% to 99. And this will be the final kill for the 1 hour. So after this kill, let's head to Edgeville and see how much we made, do some math, all that fun stuff. And here is everything we got. We picked up everything except for the bronze longswords and the vials of water. I didn't expect to get 4 bronze longswords, otherwise I would have picked them up, but they're a 1 out of 128 drop, so I did not pick them up. But as for the vials, they're a super common drop and they're like 2 coins each. But in total, we gained 21,440 combat experience. We went from 48 to 50 strength, as well as 1 hit points level and 1 attack level. We killed a total of 268. And here's all the loot we picked up. So let's see how much this is a price check for. 172k. Let's go sell it and see if we actually make that. Everything is sold, so the final is nice. We made 169k. Almost 170. Now we do have to subtract the potions we use. We used 2 of these, and I don't think we ate a single food. So we subtract the potions we used. We ended up making about 155k. So 155k an hour. killing Chaos Druids on a mid-level to low-level, really low-level account is not very great. I'll rate this a 2 out of 10. And we are now up to a 638k cash stack. Now there is one more money-making method I want to try. We are going to be using the same method, but this time with Jades. We're going to make these into Jade necklaces and then enchant them into necklaces of passage. And it should be about the same money per hour, but we'll be getting more mage and more crafting experience. So total input, we put in 223 for those, 61 for those. So that's about, what, 350? About 350k into this. And then we'll see how much we get back. Big level on the account. 40 magic. That means we could teleport to our POH. But that is one thing I do want to talk about. To access our POH, we need at least this chunk right here, the Remington portal. And in the rules, it's stated I cannot use any form of magic teleportation form to get to a new chunk, essentially. So we'll need to actually unlock this chunk the old-fashioned way so we can access the POH before we teleport there. Now, I would also need to buy a POH, and I believe the best place for that would be the Varrock estate agent. So whenever we do come around to getting a house, we'll just use that one because it's one chunk away. Yeah, and it's right here, the estate agent, just one block away. We'll need this location for mini quests, as well as, I think this is the, no, it's not the museum, but we'll also need the museum chunk pretty soon here. And this is the last Jade necklace we're going to enchant. Perfect. It's been, oh, there we go. It's been exactly 1 hour. Ignore the 27 minutes. I had to log out in between. You know, kids are busy sometimes. But here's our 650 necklaces. So these 650 necklaces took exactly 1 hour to craft from Jades and silver bars to Jade necklaces, and then also enchant them into necklaces of passage. So in total, we went from 34 to 44 crafting and 37 to 43 magic. Really good levels. We'll need both of those levels in the future, especially magic, as magic will be a great money maker soon when we can do obelisk stuff with the earth and air in particular. So I think this will be our primary mage method until we get 55 for high alch. But let's sell these. Let's see how much we get. Alright, so they're selling for 1155. So let's dump them in for 1150. And we'll slow sell them. Okie dokies. While those are slow selling, let's take a look at the chunk picker map. So here we are at the chunk picker. And I think this is a better way to show you guys what I have unlocked and kind of talk over some goals. Right. So we have now access to, way over here, the combat ring, as we unlocked a little bit earlier. Now I want to start using this. I think I want to get the first tier for sure, all in one go, which will be 5 collection log slots. And I've been really brainstorming, thinking about what I want to do and what kind of order I want to unlock things. So I think my plan I want to start doing is unlocking some Varrock and heading towards Canoes. Now, Canoes in particular doesn't really offer too much for the account. It offers the agility course, which we can do since we already have 42 agility. But mainly, we want to end up working our way to barrows. I think barrows will be a great source of both GP and collection log slots, and the chance of getting a duplicate is pretty high, so we'll end up making some decent GP from the items as well. And also on this route, we will be gaining access to plenty of quests, as I am probably going to be heading to the palace, followed by here, and then this way, right up through here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. A total of 7 chunks, and I probably will unlock this one too to unlock Gertrude's cat and Romeo and Juliet quest. So 8 chunks, meaning we will need a total of 8 collection log items, and if I do the math on how much GP that is, and that's going to be 630,000 coins just to unlock those 8 chunks. That's why we're doing all this money making now, because I prefer to have the money in the bank when I go for collection log items. And I also don't want to just go for immediately all 25 Shazium pieces to get 25 essentially stacked up chunks. I kind of want to take it bit by bit as I have a goal. Okay, that took about 15 minutes to slow sell all of them, but we ended up doing that. Definitely worth it to wait a little bit as we get an additional at least 30 to 40,000 coins. So moment of truth. We are now over a 1 mil cash stack on the account. Super nice to see that, but unfortunately we're going to have to be spending it about half of this immediately, just about immediately. But let's see how much we ended up making in that 1 hour. So total input, as you can see here, I just kind of sold a few things in my bank that I had extra of. Here again was about 350k, and then total we got back 740,000 coins, pretty much on the dot, and that difference is a total of 390k, which is 390k an hour with pretty good both mage and crafting experience. I'd say this is a solid 9 out of 10 method. And here we are at the combat ring. So let's go ahead and talk to Soldier Tier 1. And we should be able to attack him no problem. Favor's gone. Shouldn't be any issue here. Let's fight. And this kill should be a collection log. Yep. Shazium Gloves Tier 1. So let's talk to him again and get all 5 pieces. And another collection log. And there is the helm, plate body, and last but not least, the Shazium boots. So there is all of tier 1 into the collection log. We take a look at the tab. We are now up to 14 slots. Now we do need 8 collection log pieces in total. So we're going to kill tier 2 2 times to get his armor. And then the 8th one, we will get a Mark of Grace from the Canoes course. And there is the Shazium Gloves 2. There is the plate body 2, so that is all we currently need. Let's go ahead and start unlocking some chunks. We just teleported to Lumberjack and we got the Sergeant Damien, so we can have a good chance of getting a camo piece here. Let's see. Nice. We got the camo top. That is another slot, so we don't even need that Mark of Grace. We can just immediately unlock all 8 slots. Perfect. Chunks, that is. And we are at the bank, so let's go ahead and deposit each one in the order we got it, which it is in the order we got it in the inventory. So gloves, green, helm, body, and the camo top. So there is what our tab's looking like currently. This was a complete chance. That was super nice to have. Nothing like having a good old collection log slot from a random. So looking at the Priest in Peril quest log, it has no requirements other than 15 combat. So I think the best way to handle this is to just unlock the chunks as we need them for the quest. So it looks like this will be the first chunk we unlock, the palace. I don't know if we can walk through here. We'll go ahead and unlock this when we get over there and see if we can walk through there. Okay, and here will be the payment for that very first chunk. This was our 10th chunk unlock. So 50 platinum tokens and the Shazium Gloves 1. Here we are. So it looks like we can walk through here pretty easily. I don't think we can, however, get to the actual gates right there. So I think we'll immediately have to unlock this chunk, but let's just try it anyways. And there is the chunk unlocked, so let's walk over here. No music tracks. Yeah, it's going to make us path around these stakes here. So we will unfortunately have to unlock this chunk here as well immediately. Let's see if we can. Yeah, we should be just in this range right after we pay for it. So there's 55k for chunk 11. And there is the new next chunk unlock, chunk 11. Now we can start the quest. Alright, so we are already being sent all the way to the temple. So that's an additional 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we need to unlock 4 additional chunks right now. And just to visualize, 60k, 65k, 70k, and 75k, bringing us up to 270 platinum tokens to unlock these 4 chunks right here. So this one, this one, this one, and this one. Getting pretty steep already. But here is also the 4 collection log slots for those 4 chunks. And with that, it officially puts us over the 1 million coins in platinum tokens mark. And we are already down to 670,000 coins. Nearly half our cash tag is already gone. But let's go ahead and unlock this first chunk. And there we go. And immediately we'll have to unlock this one as well. We can actually do the Soul's Bane quest too there. I don't think it takes us anywhere besides that cave right there, or the rift, I guess. And here we are at yet another chunk we need to unlock. And there we go. Just one more. And this should be the last chunk we need for this quest. There we go. With all that, I think we can now complete the Priest in Peril quest. Oh my gosh, I had no idea how expensive stamina pots have been. I guess I'll go ahead and buy one. It's gonna be helpful. And there we go. That is Priest in Peril quest completed. One more quest point. Should get a prayer level from that, I believe. Yep, that is 38 prayer. We are inching our way closer to overheads. So we currently are sitting on 2 chunk unlocks we can do right away with the Shazian plate body and the camo top. But I want to do a little bit of content within what we just unlocked. First on the docket, let's do the Daddy's Home mini quest. This should give us level 8 construction as well as a POH. I was sitting here like, oh no, the door's in another chunk. Nope, you can walk through right here too. And there is the Daddy's Home mini quest completed. Got us up to 8 construction as well as some pretty good loots here. I don't think I need any of this at the moment, but I will keep the planks and just, I guess, sell these for now. You know, I may as well buy the rune boots, even though they are on the collection log. They're super cheap. They're only 7,000 coins. You can buy it instantly for less than 7,000 coins. And these will forever sit in the bank until we obtain a new pair. Once we obtain a new pair, that'll be on the collection log, and we will sell these back and convert that to platinum tokens. But again, it's only 6k and it's such a big upgrade. Hey, 2 more music tracks. I think we got 2 prior on the quest of Priest in Peril, but we're now going to do the Soul's Bane quest. This is a medium Varrock diary requirement to do this quest, so we might as well knock it out now. And there we go. That is a Soul's Bane quest completed. Any levels? Nope. I believe that is all of the kudos we need. So Orlando, give me my XP. Got 1,000 Slayer, 1,000 Hunter. Brings us up to 9 Hunter and 10 Slayer. Well, since we're here, we might as well get the log. We have obtained the actual collection log itself. Now, we don't actually need this thing for anything, although it's a 1-click to read it, so, I mean, might as well put it in the bank. Well, I think it's only fitting to go ahead and put it in this tab as the very first item. So the tab itself is the collection log. Okay, and here we are back at the chunk picker. Now, I wanted to avoid this area for a little longer, but the way I see it, I could either stay over here and unlock this chunk, complete 2 quests, and then unlock this chunk and complete 1 quest. I think that would total me 7 or 8 quest points, so not bad. Or I could use these 2 slots that I have currently, or these 2 chunks that I currently have kind of in my back pocket. Winter just might be coming. Now, if you're wondering how I'm going to get there, because there's a lot of chunks between me and the toad. Well, the railway, one of the new locations is right here. It'll immediately take us here. It's another physical form of travel. We can access it straight away. And then the Wintertodt itself will take 1 chunk. So totaling 2 chunks, I think this is a worthwhile chunk investment because we can yield up to 10 collection log slots from this one mini game. While it's nobody's favorite, it becomes a necessity at some point. And here we are back at the bank. So to get those 2 chunks, we will need 80k and then 85k, totaling up to 165k we're paying just to access Wintertodt. And then these are the 2 last collection log pieces that I have to use. So let's go ahead and turn these into platinum tokens. Another 165 to the tab, bringing us close to 1200. We have arrived at the minecart system, so let's go ahead and unlock these straight away. I don't think we can see the chunk from where we will be standing at the doors. So let's go ahead and get this chunk, as well as this chunk. So the northern tundras and the Wintertodt itself is now unlocked. And then we're going to take the Lovakinj minecart network to this location right here, and we should be able to just walk right up this way. Okay, so be careful to pick northern tundras. Seems like we're good. So here's the gear. We are rocking, and I mean rocking. We got the Santa hat, yak here, yak there, and then a fire staff. And we'll be using wines for food, very cheap food, and we will be fletching. Alright, and there is 1 hour of Wintertodt completed. We stacked all our crates, so let's go see. We ended up getting 12 KC, which I thought it was always 10 to 11. So we have ourselves here 11 crates, because we opened 1 in the beginning, so we have 11 now. Total we got from 50 to 59 fire making, and I think 2 construction levels and 1 fletching level. Overall, not bad. But let's see what we get from these crates. See if we can get lucky. Oh, and there we go. There is 1 slot. Burnt pages. Oh, and there is another slot. Super lucky with that. Pyromancer's garb. We got 3 more. Last one. Nope. But hey, we got 2. I was hoping for 2. And here we are at the bank, so let's go ahead and put these burnt pages in. Let's put this pyromancer garb in. So now we always have to keep 1 burnt page in our bank, but we can sell the rest. So these are actually very, very valuable, as they are worth close to 3,000 coins each, so hopefully I get more of these. 63 fire making. So we're at 20 KC currently. Let's go ahead and open up the 8 chests that we have in the bank and see if we get anything. So I believe this is everything we got from the 20 supply crates. Let's take out all but 1 burnt page because we need to leave that there for collection log. Tab means. So 1 hour, 45 minutes of Wintertodt. Yeah, not too great, but we're not really there for cash. We're mostly there for the collection log items, which we did end up getting 2. Being the burnt pages and the pyromancer's garb. Super nice to have those 2. Now let's move on to something else. Alright, there's everything sold. We actually got a little less, as usual, than what the price checker said. We also ended up getting a total of 23,877 coins, bringing us to just over 200k, which math would say we're getting about 120k an hour. I don't know the exact, but just over 100k per hour with pretty bad stats overall. The Wintertodt rewards are dependent upon skill level in fishing, mining, farming, woodcutting, crafting. All that stuff plays a part in what rewards you get. So we'll go back there when we have higher stats, but for now we will be happy with the 200k. And real quick, the stats, we ended up on 63 fire making, no woodcutting levels, close to a fletching level, and close to another construction level. Forgot to sell the herbs and gems I got, Did that real quick. We got an additional 40k. And that brings us back up to a 700,000 coin cash stack. I think I'll just stick with my original plan of unlocking this chunk right here, which grants us access to a much better bank, and we can actually run to the GE through here instead of having to tiptoe right through there. And also this bank's a little further. And then the other chunk we would be going for is the Wizard's Tower, which we can definitely do one quest, which is Imp Catcher immediately. As for other quests, I don't believe we can do the Restless Ghost yet, nor can we do Rune Mysteries, because we need this chunk for... So we need this chunk for the Restless Ghost, and I believe... Well, I don't think we need this chunk. No, we do. We need this hut right here for the Restless Ghost. So we do need to access both of these chunks to do that quest. And Rune Mysteries actually takes us, I believe, in just this chunk in Varrock. I don't think it takes us anywhere else besides here, up to here, in the Wizard's Tower. So I think we're going to work towards unlocking this area. But we are going to do this first. This chunk, followed by this chunk, and then these two chunks will be 3 and 4. So these two items will be unlocking us chunk number 18 and chunk number 19. So by math, that is 90,000 and then 95,000 respectively. Brings us up to 185k for paying for these two chunks. Not too shabby. Platinum tokens. Add that to the stack. Yep, we're getting up there. And here we are at the chunk border. Let's go ahead and unlock this chunk. And there we have it. We can now step in. Do we get any music tracks? Not looking good. I don't think so. Oh well. We're going to do the Gertrude's Cat quest as well as the Romeo and Juliet quest. Both of which we shouldn't have to leave any chunks that we currently have. And there is the Romeo and Juliet quest completed. 5 full quest points. That's the only reason we did it. I don't even think it's needed for literally any other quest. And there is the Gertrude's Cat quest completed, giving us 1500 cooking for 13 cooking, 1 quest point, chocolate cake, stew, and a kitten. Now it's time to unlock the Wizard's Tower chunk. And there we go. Wizard's Tower unlocked. Any new music tracks? Just one. We'll take it. Since we're here, let's go ahead and complete the Imp Catcher quest. And that is Imp Catcher quest completed. Looks like we got a magic level from that. 44 magic. We're now up to 11 quest points. I don't think we can do any more quests here. So let's move on to the next thing. One step beginner. Nope. Okay, let's see. Panic at the Alcarid mine. I think we're not quite there yet. Yeah, we don't have any current plans to head that way, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it for now. May as well keep it. So actually, I was thinking, and I'm pretty sure we just unlocked the Varrock Agility Rooftop course with this chunk unlock. I know it takes you this way and over here towards the anvils and over here and then over the pub. So I'm pretty sure we have access to this now. And if we do, we're not 20 levels above the requirement for this course. So we can realistically get a Mark of Grace, which is a collection log item. Oh, I guess there's the pop-up as soon as you complete a lap with your next lap having a Mark of Grace, I guess. I assume that's how it works, but let's go collect it anyways. Should be up here somewhere. Yep, right over there. There it is. And there we go. There is officially the Mark of Grace in our inventory. Okay, back at the bank. Let's go ahead and deposit this into the bank for our now 20th item on the account. So with that collection log item, I think I want to go for this chunk just south of Varrock, the entrance to the town right here. There's not a whole lot to this chunk. It's pretty much a dead chunk overall, except it does give us maybe a couple quest locations, maybe 2. And then I don't even think it has a clue location. It might, but I don't think it does, honestly. The main thing we're here for is this little altar here, which we're going to gain access to the mini quest for rune crafting, whatever that is called, Enter the Abyss, and then also we're going to get access to here, which is, I think, is used for Shield of Erov, as well as this area, which is going to be used for Demon Slayer, which we are going to do now. So here we are. We are at the 100k mark. So let's convert this to platinum tokens. Here's our payments for the chunk we're about to unlock. Man, it's getting pricey already. And we are now at the part of the quest where we have to go right over there to that circle. So let's go ahead and get this chunk. And there we are. And there it is. 3 quest points, cool little animation. We are now up to 14 quest points and 8 quests completed. Here's our most recent chunk right there that we got. And I'm thinking again, I think I'm going to currently, for now, scrap these two. And I have a few options I can do. I'm really into questing right now, so I want to get a couple more quests knocked out to get my quest points up a little more. And I think these 2 chunks will only provide a total of 3 quests for me to do, which I'm pretty sure will only be 3 quest points. Or I can unlock these 2 right here for a total of 7 quest points. So 2 chunks for 7 quest points versus 2 chunks for 3 quest points. I think this one will be more beneficial, the Draynor manor route right here, because I need this area right there to start the Vampire Slayer, and it takes you in here anyways. And Vampire Slayer brings you to Varrock, and we already have that area. And you can also do Ernest the Chicken. Ernest the Chicken is entirely within the Draynor Manor, so we also have access to that. So I think we're going to head that way, which means we need 2 additional collection log items. I think you know where I was heading, but I just got a frog random. I'm pretty sure I can get... Where are you? I'm pretty sure I can get a frog token from this. Yes, perfect. Well, that is item number 21. And if we go to the random, that is now 3 random event collection log items. And there we go. Shazian Helm 2, item number 22. So now we have both pieces of collection log items, I guess, to access the 2 chunks we need, which are this chunk right here and this chunk right there. Let's deposit item 21, item 22. We now have 3 full lines filled with collection log items. So the next chunk is 105, and then the following chunk is 110,000 coins. Yeah, so this is for chunk 21 and 22, totaling 215k. Oh man, it's getting so expensive, but hey. So let's convert these to platinum tokens, put them in the stack. We're coming up close to that 2 mil mark, and we're only down to 185,000 coins. We only have money to unlock 1 more chunk right now. So let's just go ahead and knock both of these chunks out in one go. And here we are at this chunk. Let's go ahead and get this one too. And there we go. We now have complete access to the Draynor Manor. We now have complete access to the Draynor Manor as well as this wheat field. And maybe... nothing really. There's nothing. But let's go ahead and get these 2 quests completed. Man, a big kudos to whoever figured out all of those doors. That must have been a nightmare. This should be quest completion, pretty sure. Yep, there it is. 4 more quest points, 300 big ones to the stack. Brings us up to 18 quest points. Here we are at the end of the Vampire Slayer quest. Now, this fight should be no problem for us. And yep, we 3-shot him. And there is a Vampire Slayer quest completed. 3 quest points, bringing us up to 21 quest points. Decent amount of attack experience for this quest, bringing that up to 44 attack as well. We got ourselves a mime random event. Let's see if we can get some redemption. And oh my goodness, come on. What do we get? And we got the Beekeeper's Top. Very, very nice. So I needed some time to edit and have some downtime, so I decided to come to Forestry and knock out another item. Now, we're super close to the next item that I want to get. We're at 4,951 bark. I need 5,000 along with 300 oak and 300 willow logs, and we will be going for the log basket. Now, it will have some use on the account. It's not going to be a completely useless item like the cape pouch was. This can store up to 28 logs of any type, and I think it just takes up one inventory slot. It's kind of like a fish barrel, but this is the woodcutting version. So that's what we're saving up for. It's on the collection log. Might as well go ahead and knock out some of that stuff. Alrighty, we just finished up the rainbow event. So we now have enough, but I'm just going to stay here until I get 68 woodcutting. Should only be like 5 minutes. Oh, we got a mysterious old man. Let's see. Another mime show. This better be 3rd time's the charm. Alright, that should be the last one. Let's see what we get. Collection log. Come on, come on. Oh, man. And there we are. There is 68 woodcutting. Can now do nature offerings. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Is that a forestry thing? Okay. So it's some kind of forestry thing with a reward of some sorts, but we're not focused on that. We are focused on getting a next collection log item. But let's check the bank, see everything we got. So I banked everything again. We got 2278, one above max, and willow logs. And they've dropped down a bit, but this stack is apparently worth 209,000 coins. As well as we got all these nests. So let's open these, see if we get any kind of good seeds. Hey, there's a U-seed. And I know everything else is pretty useless. Go ahead and drop all those. Guess I'll take the papaya seed. Alright, well let's go ahead and sell everything we got. And I did keep 300 of the willow logs for the log basket. So we get 355. Let's go ahead and buy it. And there is the collection log pop-up, the log basket. We're now up to a total of 24 collection log slots. Now, we did get this one as slot 23, and this one is slot 24. So let's go ahead and add these to the bank. So the final stats after about the 4.5 hours, we went from 63 to 68 woodcutting. I think we got 1 construction level, as well as we got up to 2 farming, all from that one event that I forget the name of, the mulch one. Struggling sapling. That's it. Other than that, I don't think we got any more levels. Well, I think it's about time to end. So here are the stats from the end of episode 1 to now the end of episode 2. Pretty good. Here is also the collection log tab, which is looking very nice. Here's the total number of collection logs now, which we're up to 24. Pretty insane. And here are the current chunks we now have unlocked. Now, we're kind of getting all over the place, and pretty soon here it's going to be hard to fit these all on the screen, but I'll keep doing it and then change things up whenever we need to. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Logging Chunks.